to go.
Do it.
Let's get it started and ha. Let's get it started in here. Let's get it started and ha. Let's get it started in here.
Woo!
Woo!
I'm excited. I mean, we'll
Dude,
be different this year, and to bring the actual alien subject matter to life on the show and discuss it more this season is going to be fun. I can't wait. We got what I think it's a great place to start with these alien events that we're going to be discussing this year. Because I still remember this, man. I was 20 years old when this happened, and I still remember it to the day when it came on the news. I was like, "What the hell?" I still,
yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, dude, this was the greatest thing since sliced bread when it came out. Cause I was like,
Please leave.
damn,
I don't know if I was like, please leave, but I was like, see, I told you that they exist. I told you motherfuckers that UFOs are real. Aliens exist. And we're not talking about, we're not talking about what's happening in Texas right now. We're talking about the ones from out there.
yeah,
From
the
up.
ones in the sky, yeah, the ones in the
From
sky.
up, not from over. But dude, yeah, I can't wait to talk about this. This is something that we've been talking about doing alien stuff for like 2 years.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah,
we do the occasional alien episode and and we were like, dude, let's actually do some
yeah,
alien things. So yeah, I'm interested in how the scoring system's going to work.
yeah,
Uh, I'm excited to try it out. It worked pretty well for our haunted objects last week. But yeah, you ready to get started?
yeah, man. Let's roll the intro and let's dig into this.
All right, rock and roll.
Spirits with spirits.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Spirits to Spirits. We are going to be talking about the Phoenix Lights tonight. I am your host for Ghost, Mr. John Watkins, and everybody knows and loves the host with the most, Mr. David Lowe. So, quick, couple of shout outs. Rich joining in already saying, "What's up,
What's up,
gentlemen?"
my brother?
Reed comes in and says, "Aliens,
What's up,
UFO,
Reed?
let's fucking go." And of course, my love,
Oh, that's
John.
what that is.
What?
I didn't know what LFG was. I was like, left for
Left for good. Dave. Left for
left
good.
for good. Is it like left for good? Is like, fuck off, Dave. I'm not gonna be here for that.
My love comes and says, "Hi guys." And
What's
then, of
up?
course,
Likely
hold
Yeah,
on.
I guess likely.
Oh man,
dead.
I am so ready So ready. If there's one thing I like talking about as much as I like talking about paranormal ghost stuff, is the paranormal side of the alien stuff. I love UFOs. I love talking about UFOs. I've seen UFOs. It's yeah, spicy. Yeah, Reed. It's ready for some alien talk. Absolutely. And what a great place to start, Dave. In this huge thing
Mhm.
happened in Arizona. Well, it went from Henderson, Nevada, all the way to Tucson, Arizona, but it's it's 300. It was seen from 300 miles away.
Yeah. It was like spanning that distance. They had the triangle shaped craft like
Yes,
like they first spotted it in Henderson, Nevada, and it flew
all the
it
way
just
past Tucson.
all the way up to Tucson. And they were just like, dude, thousands of people witnessed this thing.
Over
Oh,
20,000 people saw this.
yes. And
4,
mine says 4. So I guess it was
20,004 people saw it.
20,004 people saw it. But yeah, and it was 3 different phenomena, which was weird because I was
Yeah.
like, I thought, it was just a triangular shaped craft, but then there was a report of another craft that looked like um a carpenter square.
Yes.
And then there were the stationary lights that were just hanging out right over Phoenix.
Yeah. Yeah.
So and all that happened between 7:30 p.m. and 10 p.m.
Yeah. Yeah.
push,
on
Literally
on
a 2.5 hour span.
yeah. And it was March 13th,
March.
1997.
Yeah. We were coming up on 28 years. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. For those that don't know, Henderson is a suburb of Las Vegas. So Vegas to Tucson, pretty crazy. Yeah, it is crazy. Rich says this is my jam right here. I know there's this and Bigfoot for you. This is, as he says, hola spicy.
Mhm.
No, it's
Yeah, and that distance from Henderson to Tucson is 398 miles.
398 miles. Dave had to Google that real quick.
I did.
That,
I wrote
that's
distance from Henderson, blah, 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 and it actually finished it for me. And I'm like, okay, somebody else has looked this up. But
this
dude,
is crazy. Phoenix
and what's
Light,
up,
the
Bill?
stripper. I know. Way to come in strong,
Phoenix
Bill.
Light, dude, straight off the pole is Bill. You
Yeah,
got a
your
little
$1 lap dance.
glitter right there on your forehead, bro. So just take care of that. It takes like days to get that off. I know. Or I was told. Uh, but dude, this event is like this is something that happened in our lifetime.
Yeah, like I said, I was 20 years old. It happens in 1997.
Mhm.
I'm 20 years old, still a kid, and I see this on the news, and I'm all, what? What? How many are? What do you mean they just keep appearing? What? And they're just staying there because I I didn't even know about the ship until months later.
Mhm.
This is like internet's only been out for 2
Yeah,
years.
exactly. And, normally you're,
And
you're
Google wasn't even born yet. That didn't start till 1998, so you couldn't just Google something and figure it
yeah,
out.
yeah, normally you're seeing like stuff like this
Yeah.
and stuff like this on the news. And this is what you're seeing. You're seeing these stationary lights over Phoenix that are just crazy. And then people are saying, dude, we're seeing like this kind of stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then triangular shaped craft like this flying around.
And then you have the doctor that's like full board now with the Phoenix Lights now, who lives up in the mountains, who stayed quiet for 7 years because she didn't want to be ridiculed being a doctor in the town of Phoenix. And she's like, and she's got photos. I mean, holy shit, she's got photos. I mean, Discovery went and the guy from Fact or Faked, he went and did a huge investigation on this. Ends up
Mhm.
going down a rabbit hole. Even goes down so far, he ends up on a whole other alien event in fucking Dexter, Michigan. And oh my god, I forgot my beer. Holy shit.
What the fuck, bro? Wait a minute. Hold on. Pause this.
Hold
No,
on,
no,
hold on.
no. The show can't go on. I can't believe you right now. I don't even know who you are. But yeah, so I've got the Asahi Japanese beer. And I'll be back in a second.
Oh, where'd Dave go?
What is your name?
Oh, restart the show. Yes. Restart the show.
That's
So,
no, that's not cool, bro.
yeah, but I did pick up
Oh,
some
you got
yeah,
some Sapporo.
for
Yeah,
premium.
I'm honored.
Yeah.
I'm honored.
I almost got some
Come
Sing
closer.
Tao, but I picked up the Sapporo instead.
Okay. Well,
Uh,
dude, Sing Tao when I come. When I'm up there, we'll do the Sing Tao.
oh, I forget.
But yeah, did you guys ever see the movie The Phoenix Incident? I actually own it. I have that movie.
Yeah,
So yeah.
I know. Reed. I
Reed's
dropped the
like,
ball.
start the show. That's a demotion. He's ready for sake bombs, dude. I'm telling you, bro. Yep. Rich saw the Phoenix Incident, and that was not my fault. He watched that all on his own.
Yeah, I've seen it. That came out what 2017, 2015, right around there.
I think it's older than that.
Is it older than that?
I think it's older than that. Going back to the computer.
Rich says he owns it too.
Yeah.
But then,
Okay. So I have 2008.
2008. Okay.
And then I also have one from 2015.
Okay.
So there's two.
Yeah. I think
and I
2015. No, I think that because the doctor put out a documentary about the Phoenix Lights.
Yeah. So it says the 2015 one says blurring the lines of fiction and fantasy, the fact-based sci-fi thriller revolves around a military conspiracy and the controversial missing persons case surrounding the infamous Phoenix Lights.
Oh, I didn't hear about the missing persons case surrounding the Phoenix Lights. That's interesting. That didn't come up in my research at all. That's
What
interesting.
should I do?
I'm
it-
looking at it. Yeah.
Reed says, is it alien shows from here on out for this season or going back and forth? We're
Back and forth.
basically back and forth. So we'll be doing a haunted location, and then we'll be doing a cursed or haunted object, and then we'll be back in alien events again, or maybe alien race, or something alien.
Something alien.
Something alien, like anal probes, and we'll show the South Park episode.
Okay.
Have you not seen? I don't think Dave watches South Park, but there's an alien episode.
Whoa. Okay. Whoa. I'm gonna hold the phone for a second.
Did you have the
so do you remember what my ghost tube said when you said 20,000 people?
Yeah, and I said 4, and then it
said
4.
4. On the night of the Phoenix Nights, 4 men went missing. Mitch Adams, Ryan Stone, Glenn Lauder, and Jacob Reynolds.
Wow.
And there was never a trace found of their bodies.
Wow. That's I hate saying this, but that's very cool.
That's very cool.
I mean, wow. I haven't got any names come through yet, so I got their home. That's what I got. Their home.
That's nice. But when we talked about, I just think that was a little trippy when it said 4, and we were talking about how many people saw it, and
Yeah.
it said 4, and 4 people went missing.
That's very interesting. That's almost a Carl moment there.
That's almost a Carl moment there. That's almost a
Carl moment. That's pretty
cheers.
interesting. Yeah. I'll take a drink for that.
Yep.
Sounds like the missing 411 cases. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. Phoenix is a tough broad, I bet. She's a harbor chick.
She's a Harvard chick.
Never heard about the missing people. That's crazy. Dude, that's fucking nuts, bro.
I didn't know about that. I did not come up in my.
I just said we're here.
We're here. I gotta talk about some shit that's happened in my house
Man,
in the last 2 days, bro.
I'm bringing a smudge stick to Colorado.
Oh, I got one.
I know. I'm bringing one with the braid of lemongrass.
Yeah. Oh, you want to enhance?
I want to enhance our psychic abilities.
Oh,
So for when we
can play with the dual deck tarot card deck. Oh,
I could bring my tarot deck. We could,
4.
I just got 4 again.
That's a blunt, bro. You kidding? I have not smoked today. I don't smoke before the show. It would be very bad.
That's only for after.
You think I'm giggly on freaking alcohol? Don't get me wrong. My one-liners really amp up when I'm high, though.
I'm like, so we're the time.
Why was the show 3 hours long? Well, John had an hour and a half laughing session. Or he couldn't stop.
John brought out the smudge stick and started smoking it. I don't know what happened, but
dude, it's just what kills me with this event here is the cover up.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So this is seen by 20,000 people.
Right.
Multiple pictures. And the cover up on it is A-10 warthogs flying in a V formation.
Yeah.
And more A-10 warthogs dropping flares in a night mission training.
Yeah.
Oh, Haley's on the Instagram. Hello, my cousin. But when I remember seeing this like
we're talking this.
Yes, an A-10 Warthog. Yes,
we're talking this
military plane in the whole world. The fucker
so
can fly without wings. I love this plane. I know so much about this plane.
Yeah. So we got this, and then we got this.
Yeah.
That looks the same. I could buy that.
Yeah. Even the mayor was in on it. Yes, he did a press conference and had his. Dressed up as an alien.
No, this is the governor of Arizona.
Yeah, the governor of Arizona.
It was the governor of Arizona that did this.
Yeah.
But he actually witnessed the UFO.
Yes, people said that fucking V-shaped or carpenter tool shape.
The carpenter square
was 30 feet above some people's heads. That's how close it was.
It was like, yeah, it was like right there.
it,
So
and the
yeah,
mayor has had. Not only did he see the lights himself, he's also seen a UFO himself and believed he's seen aliens
yeah,
himself.
he's a pilot.
Yes.
Yeah, he's
Now,
a former pilot. So he basically, yeah, he did the whole publicity stunt, but I think that was I think that was imposed
yes.
upon him. Where he's like, "Oh, we found who was responsible," and they bring in the alien, the dressed up, motherfuckers,
Oh yeah.
right? But he had an interview with the UFO investigator and talked about his personal close encounter with the alien spacecraft, but remained silent because he didn't want to panic the populace.
Yes.
And he
And
continued by saying, "I'm a pilot and I know just about every machine that flies. It
yeah,
was bigger than anything I'd ever seen."
yeah. Disclosure is coming, my friends. I wholeheartedly believe that too, Bill.
And then he says, "I don't know why people would ridicule it."
Yeah. 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 It's I think
Oh,
if this happened today, it'd
mhm.
be a whole different conversation, right?
Yeah, no, it would be, like what the hell's going on in Miami?
Yeah.
And now
Oh,
in
dude,
Brazil.
in
Now they're
Brazil.
seeing these the same size aliens. Apparently, they're seeing this in Brazil too. And I'm seeing footage of this, and it
Oh,
reminds me of the night watchers
yeah.
that
Oh,
we
yeah.
talked about.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Hey, well, I mean, shit, they're coming out. There's videos of UFO sightings hours before the Miami incident happens in Miami.
Yeah.
30 different people caught UFO sightings on camera, and they're time stamped like 2 hours before it happened that the thing in Miami goes down. So I'm just saying it's very different. I'm not buying the cover up on the Miami incident there,
Yeah.
Rich.
No,
Uh,
I'm not
there
buying that. That does not seem, it seems like a dog that won't hunt. I can't.
Yeah. He says, "I'm not buying the Miami incident." I'm not saying that it is aliens. I'm not saying that we had 10-foot tall creatures because I do believe that the cops would have shot at someone if they saw it. I mean, the
Bring
but
it to me.
it it's not what they're saying happened there either, is what I'm saying. And who knows? It could have been dimensional travel that they were doing, and it's kind of weird that the coordinates, if you reverse the northwest to east south, it takes you to Antarctica. So I thought that
Right in
was
the middle of Antarctica. Yeah.
yeah, I thought that was very interesting
When I was
too.
like, okay, that's interesting because there's supposedly like an underground alien base in
Yeah.
Antarctica.
They can
Please
take your
leave.
cell phone, but pulling
I'm not.
people's doorbell cams is another story. I agree with that, and the problem with that is there's no doors facing that. It's all patio facing the street.
Mhm.
So those apartment buildings, you got these people up in the high rises taking video because, well, you had to be high up to see what the hell was going on. But I don't know. It's a very weird situation. I'm just imagining if these lights happen today, I think there'd be way less ridicule than what people were getting back then.
They wouldn't. I mean, look what they're doing. I mean, there's a cover up with the thing in Miami. Whether that's a hoax or real or not, I don't know. But what happened here? There's thousands of people that are like, dude, there's some shit going on, and then the military's like, oh no, we had some warthogs that flew off from Luke Air Force Base and flew overhead, and this and that, and wait a minute.
And the flare thing, it doesn't
No,
jive with
Keep
me, man. I
going.
mean, I've seen military flares.
yeah, no,
They have
look,
a trail of smoke.
no,
They
sorry,
they they move. They're I mean, these things were just
yeah,
sitting there.
these flares will fall, or
Elderly.
yeah, or they're elderly, but these lights were just
Rich.
stationary. They didn't move.
Yeah.
They just sat there, and you can look and look and look, and
Oh,
there's no,
yeah.
tell me that's a flare. I don't know. I don't think so. That doesn't make sense to me. And I've got, I've got just a shit ton of pictures, all the same damn thing.
Yeah. Well, you got 2.5 hours of people taking photos and videos of this shit. You know, there was no cell phones back there. They're on their fucking little camcorders. You know,
Yeah,
they're out there like this.
they're out there like only it was VHS, so it was like this big. I got it, honey. Go around the corner and click the zoom for me. But
Yeah,
you
and
can't.
Bill, I'm not a vet. My father is, and thank you for your service, Bill. I appreciate that. Bill says I'm a vet. I can tell you that is not a freaking flare, and I wholeheartedly with you. I've seen them. I grew up. I was born in Fort Bragg. I grew up around the military. My best friend's dad, huge military guy. I've been to Alameda with them. In at that naval station there in the Bay, San Francisco Bay. And I watched the USS Enterprise fucking run ground because they forgot to dredge the bay. I mean, I've seen them let off military flares. That was not a military flare in 1997. It's just not. They move. In fact, I actually had a video 10 years ago, I think now on the like 10-year anniversary or something
Here.
like that, of an actual military flare falling from the sky and how it trails and moves. I mean, they're crazy.
Trapped.
They did that on Fact or Faked when they tried to debunk this.
Yes.
They had flares, and you're like, no. They were like, oh, we'll do the Chinese lanterns. No, that's
No.
not.
No.
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 But yeah, and then there's the other thing. So when the stationary lights were up on Phoenix, they had this sequence where a light would go out, come back on, another light would come back on, and then they would start going out again.
Yeah.
You remember that?
Yeah.
So they would,
Flares don't go off and on either.
yeah. And then flares don't do that. And they said that the military said that the images are the result of mountains not visible by night that are partially obstructed the view of aircraft flares from
Have you ever
certain
been to
angles
Arizona?
to create the illusion of an arc of lights appearing and disappearing one by one. And I'm like, you just said a bunch of bullshit.
Yeah. It's the whole thing, the cover up, and they bought it hook, line, and sinker.
They were
Every
like, oh, okay.
story ran it. I mean,
Yeah.
and the people are like, oh, just flares and A10
Yeah, they're just
Warthog.
flares.
Do you know
Oh,
what an A10
and
Warthog
warthog.
is?
Warthogs and flares. Oh my. Oh,
You
and
can hear an A10 Warthog from 20 miles away.
yeah, there was no sound.
No,
There was no sound with these.
that's what I'm saying. I'm like an A10 Warthog.
I want to come.
That's what you chose to say it was, and then you have 10 of them flying in a formation to cover up with the V thing. You know how loud those things are. No,
Not likely.
Not likely. See, not likely.
those things are so loud. They're tanks that fly in the sky that are designed to kill other tanks that roll on the ground. I mean, they're 100 millimeter cannons on the front end of that thing that just go boom, 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 and shoot through tanks. I mean, it's my favorite.
These are the things that they brought to kill the Decepticons in the first Transformers movie.
Yeah. We're hit. It's okay. We lost the wing. We're okay.
We're all right.
We're on a wing. We're still okay.
We're okay.
That's
That's just a flesh wound. So now, according to the research that I did, the lights over Phoenix appeared 2 more times. Once on February 6, 2007, and again on April 21st, 2008.
Yep, mine just said, my ghost tube said did. It did.
Yeah, it did. Now, again, the military throws out this thing. So yeah, lights were reported by observers and recorded by the local Fox News television station on February 6, 2007. According to military officials and the FAA, those were flares dropped by an F-16. And again, I call bullshit.
Sir.
Okay. On April 21st, 2008, lights were reported over Phoenix by local residents. These lights reportedly appeared to change from square to triangular formation over time. A Valley resident reported that shortly after the lights appeared, 3 jets were seen heading west in the direction of the lights.
Yeah, chasing.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, and then the military says that the lights were nothing more
Higher.
than a neighbor in the area releasing helium balloons with flares attached. And it was supposedly confirmed by a police helicopter.
And it changed shape,
Mm-hmm.
but there are helium balloons attached with flares.
Mm-hmm.
But yet it flew into formation and changed its formation.
Yeah.
And
Now,
jets went after it.
yeah, they went to this news station went to that person's house, and he refused to be interviewed. But the next day, he corroborates the story and says, "Yeah, I released helium balloons with flares in my backyard."
Sounds like the Man in Black got to him.
Sounds like, yeah. Where's my Men in Black picture?
Yeah.
It sounds like somebody came to pay him a visit and said, "You better tongue on this, or we're going to make you disappear like we made these 4 guys disappear." I mean, wait, that was an accident, and we don't know what happened to them.
I'm wondering what fucking happened to them.
Iron.
They're in irons. That's what happened over there. Guantanamo.
Yeah, they're at the Chateau d'If where they just put you there and they forget about you.
Yeah. Welcome to Hotel California. You can check out anytime you like, but you can never leave. These things were just phenomenal. The disinformation that came out after this went to throw people off the alien trail was, for me, not believable. But I can see why the people in the area would choose to believe that over.
Oh man, that's good.
Over aliens.
Yeah.
I can see why people choose that.
Yeah, this was guys, this was 27 years ago.
27 years ago, almost 2 more months to be 27 years.
Yeah. So 27 years ago, I believe the majority of the people still thought we were alone in this universe. So if, to cover that up is like, okay, I can put blinders on and I can't see it for what it is. Cool. I'm going to do that. But nowadays, with the information age the way it is, that you can't. That's why, I think that's why the Miami thing has blown to the point that it is.
Keith.
Yeah, because with social media the way it is now, it's so hard to cover things up, and people don't trust what the government or police or just the news say anymore.
No,
they've been proven liars time and time again. Why trust them?
Yeah. But back then we thought that was gospel. We thought, okay, you're the government. We believe you. Or, we believe what Fox News says and what CNN says and stuff. But yeah, I won't watch network news anymore because I can't trust it.
No, it's all bad.
It's all disinformation and propaganda.
They said, "Hey, it worked in the Vietnam War. Let's do it again."
Yeah. We're gonna tell everybody in the United States how great we're doing in the Vietnam War, And then people over Vietnam, like, you don't know what.
Great movie. So
No energy.
how like I know you kind of said this kind of before we did the intro and everything, but like, what was like your reaction to this? Okay, well, first off, hold on.
I did say this in the beginning.
Yeah, so
Um,
20 at this time, so this makes you about 27, right? You're 7 years older than me.
well, yeah, 26. It was before I turned 27. Because it was March
Yeah.
of
Oh
'97.
yeah.
So yeah,
So it would have been before I turned 20, so I'd be 19 at the time. You're right.
yeah. I was 26. I was living in Southern California.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. We
so
had just moved you down there like a year before this.
yeah,
Maybe 2
yeah,
years before this. I think I was 17 or 18 when I
yeah.
moved you down
No,
there.
I moved down there in '95. So
Oh yeah.
No.
Yeah. I was just turned 18. Yeah.
yeah,
Well, right before I turned 18.
yeah.
Christmas.
So
Kardashian kids, you know, they're all behind all of it. Right. It's at this point in time of your life in your life, had you seen a UFO before?
yes,
So then this happens. So for me, this was the biggest UFO event
this
so
was
far.
this
Well, at
was
least in our lifetime. My lifetime.
yeah,
So
yeah. To put it in simple words, yeah, I joked about it in the beginning, but this was justification for me because I told everyone about my UFO experience when I was 14. Including the hag, apparently. But and
Dude,
he
I
and he,
don't
okay, so you have a photo of the Kardashians, or and does that have something to do with the
Those
Phoenix
are I
Lights,
like big
the
butts. I
stripper,
cannot lie.
or an actual UFO photo? But yeah, no, I had my UFO experience in Stockton when I was 14 in 1984. And I told everybody, nobody believed me. My family was like, "No, you're full of crap." I'm like, "Dude, I had my telescope.
Back.
I was like watching this thing with my telescope."
Yeah.
And I'm like, there's nothing. I'm like, dude, it was saucer shaped. It was sitting there, and it was probably, it was quite a ways in the distance, but it was probably a few thousand feet in the air. And I was eyeballing the moon,
Yeah.
and I had walked off to make something to eat or get something to drink, and I came back, and of course the moon had moved off where my telescope was,
Yeah.
but I looked through the telescope and it was right there in my line of sight
Oh shit.
for the telescope. It was right where the moon was. And I was like, holy crap. So then I was like, how do I get a picture of this? Because it was too far for me to get a picture because I could see it with the telescope, but not, naked eye, it was just like a speck.
Yeah.
And but yeah, I was like telling everybody, yeah, my uncle thought I was full of shit, and so did my mom. And it was like, and I was 14 years old, so no one was going to believe me. Guess where I guess where I took it? I took the UFO photo in Centralia, PA.
Centralia, PA.
That's interesting. I used to
Higher.
live in Centralia, Washington. But so to get that,
Color.
I don't know about Centralia, PA. I've never been over there. So
And I already got too many screens up, so I can't look it up.
I've got a lot of screens up too, but
I at this time had
Louder.
a
Well,
UFO encounter.
I see something about a fire or something. Oh, Centralia is a borough and near ghost town in Columbia County, Pennsylvania.
Yes, this is the one that's been on fire since the 70s. I know where he's talking about now.
Yeah.
Underground fire that is yet to be put out. Still.
Oh yeah, okay, I know what you're talking about now.
Yeah.
But yeah, apparently had 1,000 residents in 1980 and now has 5 as of
Yeah.
2020. That's interesting.
I know what place you're talking about now. I forgot that was Centralia.
Yeah. Um,
But I had my at the age of 18, well, almost 18, I'd already had my first UFO experience. And I didn't believe myself what I had seen. I didn't believe
mhm,
that I saw this craft and and saw what it did because it comes in slow. And
Me.
I guess now they call it the tic tac
yeah.
is what it I mean, to me, I called it looked like a pencil, but they call it a tic tac. And it came in slow, but it left like blinding, like
Yeah.
gone. And I I mean, it wasn't it was low enough for me to see it,
How?
like see it.
Yeah.
And me go running to grab my friends, like, holy shit, do you see that? Do you see that? And watch it go poo. And they go, see what? And I go, fuck you.
Not likely.
Not likely.
Over off of
For
8
me,
Mile.
but yeah, my sighting was the same way. I was literally like, okay, I need to find something, take a picture of it, figure out something I could do, maybe put my camera into the
Yeah.
telescope and use the telescope. And I grabbed a camera, I came over, I looked through the telescope again, and that thing was gone. I couldn't see any trace of it. It was like history.
This was over off of 8 Mile.
Granddaughter.
No, she's not born yet. Unless you're talking about my other granddaughter.
My granddaughter's upstairs.
My granddaughter's been playing with someone that's not there. And not at my house, at their house. So it's very interesting. Uh
Mm.
and like has fights with it and everything. It's like takes her toys away from it. It's very interesting. But
Hmm.
start over 8 Mile. We're off 8 Mile Road out there in the fields having a good time. I wasn't drunk yet, wasn't high yet or anything like that. Completely sober. Things were just getting started. And yeah, I saw it. And I come back to grab my friends and like who are only about 20 feet away from me. And I turn, I go, dudes, and I go running up towards them. Do you see that in the sky? And I point, and right when I turn to point, it just goes boom, gone. Like I watch it just go boom, gone. And I was like, and they go, see what? Oh, fuck you.
Imbecile.
Some-
And then this happens, and I'm like, oh my god. And I didn't see anything about the oh cool, you sent it over. I didn't see anything about the ship or anything at that time,
Run.
but I remember seeing those lights in a line. I'm like, oh my god, is this a big one of those fucking things? I mean, because it was big,
Sacrifice.
not that big. And then I found out, oh, there was a ship scene. And so I go look at, okay, I got to find out what the hell this ship's about. Again, this is in 1997.
Mhm.
So not a lot of information you can find on the internet, but I do find an image and it
Mhm.
looks nothing like I saw. And I'm like, what? This is a whole different fucking kind of ship. What the fuck's going on? I mean, dude, I think I've always believed in UFOs even before or aliens before I even seen a UFO, but seeing this just kind of solidified
What should I do?
my belief in the UFOs, especially being that young of an age. And then, I mean, my next counter was fucking crazy. A-
Foolish.
And then the third one was even crazier. But the third one, I was really, really, really not coherent. I was very much inebriated.
Really.
So it might not have been real. I'm just gonna say that there was a lot of stuff in my
If
system. It could not have. It
it
might not have
might
been
have
real.
been, yeah, because
I'm
I
not
looked
saying I
over.
see little aliens or anything like that, but I'm pretty damn close.
Yep.
It's bright.
But I mean, it seems there's a pattern with what happens in UFOs and the cover-ups. Like it got seen by 20,000 people. Why cover it up? If they didn't go looting and robbing stores and create mass hysteria, what was the need for the cover up? In fact, when people started, when it went worldwide,
Mhm.
still no mass hysteria.
Yeah. It was more of a, wow, fascinating. It was cool.
There was a
That was
huge
neat.
fascination
Nothing
with what was
nothing happened. It wasn't freaking Independence Day or Battle of Los Angeles. Nobody got fucking killed, or, well, we know 4 people disappeared, but we don't know what happened to them. Um,
I am
but
opening it. Thank you. Sorry. I gotta open
but
another beer.
but yeah, I mean, you think, or you hope that it's that the government is, or the military is trying to hide it to protect you, because they think that en masse people are dumb, whereas an individual is smart. And I agree with that to a
I
certain
agree.
point. But
It's actually proven science that the IQ goes down by the more people you add to the room.
yeah, yeah, that's why they call it mass hysteria.
Yeah.
Because, when there's more people, the more people there are, the more influence they can be by the one outlier that's just fucking bonkers.
Yes,
Um,
that's true. But okay.
I'm sorry, that's not the technical term. Let's say batshit crazy. But
Yeah.
um, I think that they believe that they were trying to protect us from knowing that we're not alone in the universe, but I think we already knew that.
Yeah. So there's a guy that created these satellite systems.
Elon Musk.
No, not Elon Musk, but kinda. I didn't write his name down. I kinda kept his name off of everything here
One.
just because I know he has articles there and a story out there about what happened, but I was just trying to be respectful. But he helps create these satellite systems that track large objects or missiles, almost like a laser guidance systems for satellites. It's called a DSP. He helped create it. Well, he helped create it, and then he retired because now he's a billionaire.
Mhm. Yeah.
and and when this
It's dark.
happened, he gets a phone call saying, "Hey, we're tracking this huge object flying east, and then we lost it around Tucson, Arizona." Oh, if aliens, so Bill says, if aliens are hundreds of thousands or even millions of years more advanced than us, they would have to they would have to be to get here. Okay, they would have to be to get here. Okay, I understand. Do you think we would be that interesting to them? I think
I, I'm
yes
I'm
and no.
I'm gonna I'm
It's
gonna
warm.
I'm gonna hit you with something
I
that
mean,
to
I
me is,
find fish interesting. So
yeah. No, there's a big yes for
I
me,
hear
but
you.
this is, my own personal theory. Um, I I believe that we're the science experiment.
we are the rats in the maze.
We're the rats in the maze. We're the lab mice. Um,
It's really we stick out like a sore thumb on the planet Earth. We literally
yeah,
don't fit into any group.
we really don't fit. I mean, they say, we evolved from apes or whatever, and I'm okay, fine. But I believe. I mean, it's possible. One of the theories. Let's do it that way. Not necessarily what I believe, which it is, but one of the theories that are out there is that alien life
Eternal.
actually put life on this planet and is now studying our evolution. So yeah, I mean, I think regardless, I think we're the fish in the bowl. I think we're the lab mice, we're the rats in the maze. However you want to put it, we are the guinea pigs.
Oh, oh, oh. Bill, you better not be fucking with me here. Oh, okay. Oh, okay.
Nope. Okay.
He says, nope.
I'm not fucking with you.
Okay.
So are you gonna
I'm gonna send these to you, Dave.
I was gonna say, you're gonna drop it to me so I can drop it down, or
Yeah, I'm gonna send these to you.
okay.
Uh, switch over to here.
It's outside.
All right, sending you the images now on the messenger for you.
Oh shit.
that's some good shit there, Bill. That's some good shit. I wish I had a camera when the shit happened to me.
Andrea.
So while Dave is looking at the photos, I'm gonna go off here a little bit. So this guy, he gets that. I mean, they literally tracked this object all the way from Henderson to in with this DSP satellite thing, and he's like, dude, if you're tracking something like that, it can't be man made, and that's how he left it.
Yeah.
They hung up the phone. All right, Dave. That this is good.
So you can kind of see it, and then these next two pictures look like he's changing the contrast and stuff to clear it up. So this is a little bit darker. And then
Sticks
full
out like
contrast.
sore.
And then it sticks out it's like a sore thumb there. That's a good picture, bro. And the shape looks close to what I saw in 84. That looks
That's
very
what I saw in what 2002, 2001. Zoom in. Oh, god damn you, Bill.
well, just full screen it. All right, so hold on. Let me import it into my doodah. I'll take that.
Is that a no? That's a Tic Tac.
No, I see a saucer. It looks like it's got a hood on it.
I think
On
that's a
top.
cloud sitting behind it.
I don't know. I mean, it looks.
I'm just looking at it here on the cell phone, but I'm really gonna have to look into that now. Damn it. That's interesting. That all I know. That's a good capture. That's a good capture. That's a really good capture. So The next thing that I have for you, which I thought was fucking crazy. So there were private airplanes out there at the time this incident occurs.
Yeah.
Iron.
There are what was the civilian pilots flying their planes and of course private jets flying around. You know, Kurt Russell has his pilot's license.
Yes.
You know, Kurt Russell was flying over Phoenix at the time this happened,
Mm-hmm.
and he looks out his window and sees these lights and goes, "What the hell is that?" And his co-pilot goes, "I don't know. We're not pinging
Come back.
anything on the radar."
Yeah.
And he goes, "Well, they're fucking there." He goes, "Well, I don't know what it is." He goes, "Well, I can tell you one thing." And of course, the cover up has come out. He goes, "I can tell you one thing. Those weren't fucking flares."
Yeah. They're saying that Kurt Russell was one of the first reports
Yeah. He was
that
flying
came
in
in.
the sky at that point in time.
Okay, check this out.
Oh. Let's see
So
here.
that's as zoomed in as I could get.
I think that's a cloud. That's Tic Tac. That's a cloud behind it.
It's
That-
it looks like a saucer to me because it looks flat on the bottom and then it looks like it's ridged and it comes up. And I think yeah, maybe that's a cloud behind it, but I don't think it's a full on Tic Tac though. I'm seeing a saucer. But it's definitely or what they call a UAP now, but
Yeah.
it's definitely
Yeah, unidentified area. So
it's
funny thing about UFOs. If you identify a UFO, then it's only an FO, and if it lands, it's only an O.
yeah. And if nobody believes you, it's an FU.
It's an
Um,
FU.
but
Yeah, Reed, that is a very, very cool pick. Bill, that is a great fucking
yeah,
capture, dude.
that's an awesome pick, Bill.
I'm right here.
Okay, I'm glad. All right, are you ready to score this?
I think it's time to put some numbers on the event. I think it is time
Yeah.
for that. So Dave has come up with some new categories
Mm-hmm.
for aliens and alien events.
Yep. And
I come and go.
so the first category is for the encounter. Now I have the encounter listed. They say that there are 5 types of close encounters. Now, I did some further research and there are now 8.
There are now Okay, hold on.
So there are now 8 types of close encounters.
Okay, Dave. List them for me. I know you got the list.
You're gonna love it, and I think it's because you're in a trailer park. I think that's where the 8th one comes in. So a close encounter of the first kind is a sighting in which one or more unidentified flying objects can be spotted. This would include objects loosely described as flying saucers, objects which cannot be attributed to known human technology that appear in the sky, or strange lights for which no rational explanation can be offered.
Okay.
A close encounter of the second kind is one in which a UFO has been spotted, but there is associated phenomena that accompanies it. This phenomena can be a crop circle, terrain damage, scarred animals, electronic or mechanical interference, gaps in memory, heat or radiation, paralysis,
Elderly.
or elderly, or some form of unnatural physical occurrence.
Okay.
So that's
All right.
like
I'm with you so
you
far.
spot a UFO and something else it happens. Close encounter of the third kind would be those from, like the movie in which the UFO has been spotted, but go further into include a visual confirmation of an animate object that is associated to the UFO. For many years, reports of a close encounter of the third kind were the most controversial, as there is little to no way to prove their validity. So this is like
Imbecile.
this is like seeing an alien or seeing some kind of animation that goes with the UFO.
Okay. All right.
Okay. Close encounter of the fourth kind is basically abduction.
That's
This is
abduction.
where, yeah, this is where a human is
Can you
abducted.
repeat?
Okay. A close encounter of the fourth kind is in which a human is abducted by an extraterrestrial. In some cases, depending on the many interpretations of this, abduction does include
Please leave.
a visitation in which the human is not actually taken aboard a UFO, but is in the custody of an extraterrestrial while still on Earth.
Okay.
Okay. A close encounter of the fifth kind is one in which there is bilateral contact with an extraterrestrial entity. This can be through some audible form of communication or by some mental or telepathic communication. The
Okay.
contact can be initiated by either human or extraterrestrial. So this is communication
Okay.
with an ET. And this is as far as I thought it went.
Yeah, that's where I figured it ended too. Makes sense to
Yeah.
end it there.
Yeah. So here's yeah, okay. So a close encounter of the sixth kind entails a UFO or its inhabitants directly causing injury or death. This has been cited numerous times that this is unnecessary as it's already been included under physical contact. So this is where a UFO or an alien has caused injury or death to a human.
So anal probing would be the sixth kind.
I think probably.
Or
So
on a more serious note, people that wake up with like implants in them would be
Mhm.
considered the sixth kind.
Yes.
That's
Can you
interesting.
repeat?
Aliens that people that get implants in them is the sixth kind. So it's possibly Dolly Parton has seen has had the sixth kind. That's how many implants she has. Sorry.
Okay.
Sorry. All right. So what's the seventh kind?
Okay. So close encounter of this says, you know, this is going to be interesting. The close encounter of the seventh kind is one in which a human and extraterrestrial mate. Hold on. Dave After Dark. This, to produce a hybrid being. So they say that this dates back to the ancient Egyptians, according to some of their translation of text.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Um,
Well, yeah, I can see it. I can see it, Dave. I can. Wow. Oh, that's not the right one.
that's the one with the ducks. That's the one. Oh yeah.
Hey, sexy.
Get that. We're gonna have some fun
Wow.
tonight.
Feel your groove.
We're gonna create a hybrid being.
Little
Daddy.
hybrid. I wonder if most of those reports are are from women. Oh, Aaron B. Hello, everyone. We got a new guy joining the show. Appreciate you joining in. And he's in Arizona. Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, we were talking about the Arizona lights tonight, Aaron. Oh man. So before we get to Bill's ninth kind, what is the eighth kind? I purposely didn't bring that up.
so the the classification of a close encounter of the eighth kind is a um basically a half alien, half human being growing up on Earth. and coming in
Toy.
contact with that.
So it is the actual hybrid itself.
But it is actual hybrid being is the 8th classification.
Oh wow.
Or DNA from alien is mixed with human to create a hybrid.
That's interesting.
Thank you, brother.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Okay, so the scoring system goes. So the scoring system goes up to 10.
We forgot about
Each-
the 9th kind, Dave.
Oh, is my this is where
It's
the trailer? I
possible.
think this.
Yeah,
Yeah, this is where the
Those
trailer part
the
comes
9th kind is my drunk cousin's neighbor had an acquaintance that saw something strange in the goat pasture after a cow tipping contest. I think that's pretty close to the first kind, but
maybe 4th. Might be a little.
maybe a little bit more. So all right,
Never,
so explain
never
the
mind the joke.
from here. Because
Okay, so the system. So with encounter,
are we scoring it 1 through 8 at this point then on
no,
the
we're
encounter level?
Go away.
we're scoring it. We're scoring it on 2 points per close encounter. So, so it still goes up to 10. So we basically anything over a 5 or higher for the encounter with what we're gonna judge is a 10.
Because I put the encounter at a 10.
Yeah. Now, so if we look at it, I mean, I think, and I didn't know about because I was at third kind because there was evidence that stuff was done. There was electronics messing up and things like that. So it's definitely second kind, and then third kind where people actually saw stuff, saw animate things coming with it, and things like that. So I was thinking third,
Corner.
but we know that 4 people have disappeared now. So I am easily on the 4th kind because we have to think that that was possibly an abduction.
Yeah.
We don't know if there was any harm or anything that came to him because there's no bodies or anything was discovered.
No trace.
So yeah, so I'm going to go 8 for encounter. But
that makes sense. So we got 2 points for the first, 2 points for the second, 2 points for the third, and of course 2 points for the fourth with the abductions.
right, and then 2 points if we have 5th. So it takes it to a
Keep
10.
recording.
And those are the ones that are true 10s like we do. And then if it goes higher than that, then we start talking about, okay, it's not a true 10.
You're gonna
But
have
we
to
have to-
send me the link to the kinds there so I can keep track and make sure when we're doing other alien events because I'm gonna have to fix Scare Networks now too. So Bill says, I think it's an amazing story. Shame there weren't more videos of the encounter. 1997, not the greatest time for videos. Mankind was awesome.
But there was a lot of videos and recordings and stuff like that. This one has the 7. The 8th one is a theoretical one that's been on some websites, but it's not really confirmed yet. But
Okay.
there's another one that says the 8th kind is when we actually do battle, when we actually fight the aliens. And I'm like, I think that should come with injury. If we get harmed or injured, then I think, I think that's 5. So I think that should be the same.
So next category, Dave, we'll have to explain a little bit here because these are all new categories. And the first time that we are scoring an alien event.
Yep.
Unlike
So the next
scripted.
Yeah. So the next category is for vehicle. This is where we actually talk about the vehicles that were involved, like UFOs, what types there were, how many there were, things like that. So we're judging based on if UFOs were spotted, how visible were they, what did they look like, were there different kinds, were there kind of like how we're talking about manifestations or sightings, to where we're like, okay, so these are the different types of things that we're seeing, and we're going by variety as well, quality as well as quantity, right?
Yeah. Bill says war with them would be the close encounters of the last kind.
Yeah, the final kind.
Yeah.
Close encounter of the final kind would be war, because if they're that advanced to come to our plane, they're just gonna.
We're here.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They're just gonna. Hello, we're here.
So
Parking lot, and then we're done.
I kind of had a feeling that's kind of where you're going with the vehicles there in my scoring. I don't know. Well, you said you went 8 on, and so I switched mine to 8 too. I went down from 10 to 8.
Okay.
So vehicles, I really liked vehicles, and I kind of treated it like manifestations. I
Yeah.
think there was a lot of things spotted out there. I think there was great visibility of the big craft. I like that the DSP tracked it across there. I like the visual confirmations from being up in the sky with Kurt Russell and those pilots.
Yeah.
The multitude of people catching the photos and
Credibility.
everything.
Yeah.
Uh,
I think
I,
the
I
witnesses, yeah.
yeah, so I put it at a 9 is where I was at.
Yep. I think that's a great score, bro.
Oh, hey. Woohoo. Woohoo. This new source system, I get happy when I get the right number.
Yeah.
So it sounds like you agree on the 9.
I do agree on the 9.
Is that where you landed as well then, or?
Yes, I did land it as well with a 9.
All right. That's even better. I love it when we agree. Aliens, I think here you're talking about, was there
I know.
visible aliens being seen?
Run now.
You know, did they
Was there
see an
actual
actual alien?
Yeah.
And because there was no actual alien actually seen in this event, I went 1.
Yeah, there wasn't any. I mean, I went higher, but I don't see a reason why I should. But yeah, nobody reported any contact with aliens.
No, there was no
So
reported
It's
contact.
outside.
I guess
the only
with the
thing I mean,
discussion of
I would have
4 missing.
yes, that was the only thing I would have to consider is that.
I might bring it up to a 3 with
Yeah,
that.
I think that's fair. Let's go 3.
Where did you
'Cause
originally land?
I was originally at a 4, but I didn't even know about the 4 guys. I don't know why I was at a 4.
I was like,
I
"Why'd you
marked it as a
in,
4.
Dave?"
And, I think part of it was the governor's little hoax thing.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
I gave a point to that, and then I was like, "There's a potential where somebody saw an alien, even though I didn't see any reports of it." So I think that's why I ended up going 4.
Wait.
I like the 3 though. I think 3 is the right
I like the
number
3.
here.
I
All
like
right.
3. So the next thing is evidence,
I
and
don't like it.
I think it's an easy 10.
This is an easy 10 here. There's
Yeah.
so much evidence of this event out there. They're still doing news coverage of the event every
Yeah.
single year. 50 years ago, someone told you they saw a UFO, they'd be shunned. Nowadays, not so much. You're absolutely right. With the times of changing, people being more
Yeah.
open to other things instead of, I hate to say that, instead of just Christianity. Um, I'm not trying to throw shade on any religions here, but it really is the loss of Christianity in the world that has opened people's minds up to everything else. And with that is aliens. And with how much, and I'm still a believer if you say 100% of the alien stuff out there, I would probably tell you 10% is real. People and the stories of abductions, probably 2% of that is real. I mean, there's a very
And
small
so,
amount with that's going on out there that is actually real, and the rest is flooded bullshit on the internet, because
Yep.
that's what the internet is just flooded with bullshit.
Yep.
But yes, you would shit. You get burned at the stake 50 years ago if you talked about aliens. And
Yeah.
50 years
Yeah,
ago,
you
it was in the
would
70s.
you would disappear. I mean, if it was like the 80s, you would disappear.
Yeah.
They would
Yeah.
they would vanish you. It would be, you know, or, all of a sudden your story would change because you either got paid off or threatened.
Oh, yeah.
Um,
You can threaten
but
me
yeah,
all you want. You threaten my family, I'll say whatever
nowadays,
you want me to say.
yeah, nowadays you can't because there's so many people who can now just film it. They could just pop out their phone.
Yeah.
I mean, usually, back then, back in the, 50s to 70s, you might get someone with a camera that'll get a shot of it.
Yeah.
and those you can squash.
Yeah, nice black and
But
white still, but
yeah, but people can just grab their phones and put it, and it live streams automatically. They could just be, hey, we're on TikTok and I'm watching. How do you
look at
stop
this
that?
UFO. Yeah, you can't stop it now.
The only thing you can do is just try to dissuade it with disinformation, or make it look so ridiculous, like say kids with fireworks.
Bill says, dude, if half of 1% is real, that would be the most incredible thing in human history. And I absolutely agree with you. Like I said, that 10% that I talk about is fucking amazing. Makes me fucking jump for joy going, I told you.
Well, we said the same thing from the beginning, like ghost
Yeah.
sightings and stuff, and Bigfoot and all that kind of stuff. That probably 85 to 90% is misidentification or bullshit or a hoax or whatever. But that 5 to 10%
Yeah.
that Cthulhu will bring and say Cthulhu rules.
That might be that, Aaron. This could possibly be the comment of the season.
Yeah.
Cthulhu rules.
I sent John a video of Cthulhu that was on TikTok.
What do they
Now
want?
the elephant is in the room. What do they want?
Yeah, that's the question. That's the
But
question everybody's asking.
but anyway, so yeah, evidence is a 10. The next thing is the cover up, and this is where we're looking at
Hidden.
we are trying to keep it hidden. The government or the military, what lengths did they go to try to cover this up? And I felt this was a no-brainer 10. They
really like as much as I don't like the cover up, I thought the cover up was good. The fact that everybody ate it up so easily, like I said, at that time point, I could understand why they would. But I think this was a whole lot better than Swamp Gas. You know what I mean? I mean, this was a really good cover up here, and I wholeheartedly loved it. Oh, excuse me. And because of that, I arrived at a 10 as well.
Yeah. Okay. So the next thing is the sightings. And so I'm sorry, 20,000 people saw this.
20,004, Dave.
20,004. and the 4 people vanished.
And those guys vanished.
And those guys disappeared.
This was another easy score here.
Easy 10.
Easy 10.
This was an easy 10.
Easy 10 on the sightings. So many people saw this. So many people captured footage of it. It was just crazy. That doctor lady, man, she's still fighting strong and putting out stuff for this stuff too. It's great. Audio. So this is the bottom 5 categories are kind of like the meat of it, right? It's
Right.
kind of okay. So the audio of this encounter, this event,
Sorry.
is a 1. There is no audio.
Right. Okay.
Even with the big ass craft, no audio.
Yeah. But we've talked about this before. Silence deserves an audio mark.
You know what?
Because
with this situation, I
there's
have
no way this could not be an A10 Warthog. This could not be flares. Those things fucking make noise. This was a 30-foot craft.
Dude, have you ever
just
heard a Warthog just fucking power up? Oh my god.
Yeah. That'll shake your pants loose.
Dude.
But this thing made no sound, and I think the no sound is a significant audio point. I think it should be mentioned. It should get a score for that.
You know what? I know we have talked about this before, and I've even given points to audio.
Why is she here?
Silence, like the lack of wildlife making noise.
Exactly. Like Aokigahara, we did that because it was like, dude, you don't hear anything in Aokigahara.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I do have to agree with you. I did underscore this. I'm willing to take this. This is gonna sound weird. And it's a big jump. I'm
It
willing
sounds
to take this up to a 5 for the audio
okay.
because
I'm down for a 5.
how big that craft is to not make a sound and be
Mhm.
30 feet over people's heads is
Yeah.
fucking amazing.
Not create any air displacement because it's
No,
not like a helicopter ride over you will blow dirt everywhere and you'll feel the air,
yeah,
the air current from it, and it didn't create that. It just kind of went whoop.
Idiot.
Yeah.
yeah. So where do you stand on the audio? What was your score?
My original score was a 2.
Was a 2.
Was a
I
2
think
because I gave
yeah.
1 point for the silence, but I definitely see I like the 5, bro. I really do.
So we're gonna go with 5 then.
Yeah.
So where was the pushback from the population of Phoenix? I haven't seen much online. That's the crazy thing. They ate up
Does
the
it?
cover
They
story.
just ate it. Yeah, they ate the cover story and
They
they were like,
ate it up,
"Okay, we'll do what you say."
but at the same time, you have a lot of people. You have the 20,000 people that saw the event that are still online talking about the event and still telling people about what they witnessed, telling people what they saw, telling people that no, this was not a fucking A10 warthog. Um, we've
Imbecile.
people that are going, we've lived next to these bases for our whole lives. This is no way. This is a fucking A10. They fly over all the fucking time, along with the F-15s and F-16s. So yeah, it's really crazy. What about EMF, RF interference, or some other form of energy during the event instead of sound? There were people that talked about TV glitches, if I
Yeah.
remember right.
There were electronic glitches. There were
You are
I don't know if there
mean.
was EMF or if there was feedback or anything like that. Um, but there were electronic glitches. And there were electronics that had issues, cars stalling,
Yeah,
things like that. Um, so those will go under physical objects, which is the next category.
yeah, which yeah,
Because we can't consider that as producing sound, but we can consider that as affecting an object.
yes. So physical object, what let's like Dave said, is our next category.
Yeah.
I did like the physical object here. I
Yeah.
liked the malfunction equipment. Um,
Yes.
I I even because this is an alien event and because they were multitude of UFOs seen at
Their
that time,
craft. Yeah.
I did put the crafts themselves, counted them as objects.
Me too.
Um, I underscored this though. I scored it at a 7.
Okay.
And I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm changing my score to a 10.
Okay.
And I think you probably know why I'm changing my score to 10 because 4 people were abducted
Well,
and
people
never fucking
disappeared.
found.
Yeah. And that's the same thing. I originally was at an 8, but I was going to change to a 10 too because of those 4 dudes. Because I've always been I've always had a propensity of considering a person as an object.
Yeah.
So if a person is moved, if a person is manipulated somehow,
Look,
that is a physical
physical to me
that
is it
is a
still
that is a
feels.
physical that is
If
a
you can
physical
touch
thing.
me, you can hurt me.
Yeah. And that's really going to affect my danger score too cuz I know I underscored my danger. So, but
Yeah.
let's talk about the next one, which is emotional. This is, feelings and things like
This
that.
this for me with the
It's
research,
possible.
remembering this from 1997,
Mhm.
the way that it's still, I don't wanna say celebrated, but they do a new story every year in March
What
about
is your
this,
name?
I'm
for
Dave.
the anniversary. I put the emotional aspect here at a 10. I don't know where you landed, but, there was this there I think the emotional aspect here is huge. The way people are still talking about it.
I
Uh,
d agree with that. I don't know. I was not at a 10
For
though.
that.
I mean, I agree with everything you said, but I was at an 8
I can understand an 8 here too, though.
because I one thing that I do not see absolute fear. I do not see I don't see any of those extreme emotional things, but yes, it's remembered, it's thought of, it's it's
I see the
the cover
fear
up
from
is
the
weird.
government. I see the
There's
fear from the government and the fear there of people finding out what's really happening.
yeah.
But the enthusiasm
Yeah.
for it happening was crazy. Like there are
Well,
people there were
I
some videos that you saw where people were scared as shit. And there were some people that use videos that you saw where people were like ecstatic about what they were saying. Like this was
and
fucking the most amazing thing you've ever seen in
confused,
your life.
or yeah, there was
She
confusion
won't
like,
leave.
what the hell is that? I don't know what's going on. What is this? Is it an attack? Or is the military flying over us? Anything like that? Unless you're one of those who never came back. Uh, that's another thing. I wonder what those guys felt.
Yeah, what those guys, what their
So,
families feel.
yeah, so I'll match your 10 there, bro, because there's no answer about those guys on the
Yeah,
other end of the equal spectrum.
imagine their families. I mean,
Yeah, there's
you ever,
no
I mean, look at Fire in the Sky, based off a true story.
that's going to be one of our episodes.
Yes. Yeah,
We're,
we
we're
are
going to do the
talk about that.
Walker abduction. We're going to talk about that,
Yeah, that
and
will
and
be.
we're going to talk about the guy who wrote Communion. We're going to talk about that story.
Okay. All right. That's gonna be a good
No.
one. Oh, that's gonna be a good. That's gonna be a good one.
That's gonna be good. And we're going to talk about Mr. and Mrs. Bixby, and this is connected to the Indrid Cold
Yes.
and Men in Black incident with Point Pleasant and the Mothman, that apparently this couple was abducted by aliens around the same time. So this, I think it's Bixby is the last name.
She won't leave.
I have to
I
confirm
think you're
that.
right. I think it is Bixby.
I think it's Bixby
Bixby or Brixby. I think there's an R.
I thought it was a B, but it's the husband or the wife was hypnotized, and they basically pinpointed where where they come from, like that planet, like they mapped it, and I was like, dude. And then when we did the Grays episode, there was a lot connected to that too.
Yep. There's a lot of great events we're gonna be talking about this year.
It's gonna be awesome.
I honestly, to tell you the truth, I want to talk. I so want to get into discussion about the Anunnaki. I think that's a fabulous discussion. Oh, the real exposing the J of Satan. Oh, the joy of Satan.
I like J of Satan. So
I like Satan. I
we're
lived
gonna
when the Phoenix lights happened. Well, Fountain Hills, which was a short drive from Phoenix. Yep, I know that place. I saw the lights themselves. I was only like 7 years of age when it all went down. Can't remember much. Man, that's kind of amazing.
Yeah,
that's a very long name. Because I mispronounced Joy for Jay, I'm calling you Jay. That was amazing. That's kind of amazing that you were there to experience it. A little sad that you don't remember it, being that you were so young that you don't remember everything that went down. But man, it was crazy, and I didn't even live there. And we lived in California at the time, and that shit was crazy.
Yeah.
I
mean, I was literally like 3 hours from Arizona when it happened, and I was like, dude, I want to drive there, and my wife's like, no, you're not going there.
Well, this is
okay.
RJ.
Okay.
All right, RJ, appreciate that.
RJ, we'll remember that. I really appreciate you coming, brother. If you hope you come back for more of these episodes, because we're gonna do these alien events once every 3 weeks, and then of course we have an episode here, and we have an episode that we're gonna do for Scare Network TV.
Oh yeah. Oh, I just got Dave into Hellier.
Dude. Well,
I've been talking to Dave about Hellier since season 1, and he didn't watch it until mid-season 3.
Yeah, I'm not paying money for it. Fuck that. But I did watch it, and dude,
that's good.
Really good stuff. And it really got me thinking about stuff that we've been dealing with the Amityville house. There's a connection with what
synchronicity
with what the Newkirks dealt with, and they actually got contact from Injured Cold. So that's what got me onto Injured Cold.
Yeah.
Was that. But I love it. Talking to each other. It's really cool. Great.
You
But
just put
guys,
up. All right. So
I
last
know.
category of the night is the
Is
danger level.
level.
Now,
Okay.
I originally landed here at a 6.
So did I. So did I. But we didn't know about the 4 dudes that disappeared. So now
disappeared.
so there's got to be there's got to be an up here because but does this go to a 10?
Okay, no, I'm not.
No, I don't think so either.
It should.
Because
mean,
it should be an automatic 5, right? Because it's physical.
So
She
then we
won't
should be
leave.
at 11.
So we should be at a 10. I mean, if we go by what we've done with haunted
Yes.
locations and stuff like
Yeah.
that,
If you could touch me, you can hurt me. We're starting at a 5.
Picture.
Now, my danger being at a 6 was because of the military.
Yeah, the
And
military
and what they were saying and what was
possible
going
mass
on.
hysteria and
Yeah.
things like that.
Yeah, but it didn't have to do with any physical attacks until we're like,
Oh
dude,
shit, 4 people
we
got.
know we got these 4 guys that disappeared.
I have to go 10. If I go by the logic that you just talked about.
If we go by what we've done the whole time, which we have to, it's got to be a 10.
It's a 10. I'm writing 10. It's a 10.
It's got to be a 10, bro.
More people vanished off the face of the earth with no trace.
Yep, it's got to be a 10. I can't.
If it was 1, I would say 8, but it's 4. I understand.
Yeah, no,
20,000
these
people
4 guys were together. So yes, they are connected.
Do we know these disappearances were directly related? Yeah, it actually happened in that 2.5 hour span
Yeah.
of the Arizona Lights or the Phoenix Lights, whatever you want to call them. You could see them for 300 miles, and the event took place in 300. What'd you say? 328 miles.
300. Yeah, well, it's 398 miles between Henderson and
so in Tucson. So, but it's a 10.
The movie that is based on this was like found footage, but the 4 guys were together.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And they all disappeared, and apparently the military found their cameras. And
No.
I guess no.
Found footage film. Okay, I'll have to check that out. It might be interesting.
It's not getting a great score, but
sometimes
the movie follows 4 missing men played by Troy Baker as Ryan Stone. Blah 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 blah.
It sounds like a bad remake of Fire in the Sky, is what it sounds like.
So basically, they're following the lights in the desert on their ATVs, and shot at night using light sensitive cameras. The production gets quite scary, and so they go on a ride through the Arizona desert, leading to a fight for their life. So these 4 guys go together on ATVs, tracking the lights. So they're following the Phoenix Lights.
I wonder if that part is true.
And then they disappear.
And the rest is just movie. I wonder if that part is true, though. That's interesting. More importantly than the score, it make you think. Yeah. No, I agree. Yeah. And we like to make people think. Because we don't.
That's why we're drinking when we do this, because we don't make it a point not to think when we're
So what was, before we get to the final score here, what was your original score?
My original score.
I just want to see how close we got.
I think my original score was like 71.
I was at a 74.
Yeah.
What's our final score?
Our final score is 85.
I went up 11 points. Really?
Yeah, I went up 14. Maybe 73. It was a 71 or 73.
4, 7, 11.
But I replaced my numbers
Down to up to you.
as we go because I put it on
Yeah.
a spreadsheet.
Yeah, I know you do the spreadsheet.
Yeah, so I don't remember what when I scored it.
I know you went up on physical. I know you went up on danger.
Uh-huh. I went up on physical, on danger. I went down. I went up on audio.
You went up on audio.
I went down on aliens. That didn't sound right.
He's going to
In-
that 6K.
I thought I was so even on encounter vehicle. So I was down one on aliens. Evidence, cover up, sightings, all the same. Audio, I went up 3.
Yep.
Physical, I went up 2.
You talked me
Emotional, I
down.
went up 2. Danger, I went up 4. So 4, 2, 6, 8, 10, 11. So yeah, I went up 11. So I was at 74.
We were both at 74.
We're both at 74.
That's amazing. That's even more amazing. That never very rarely happens. Very
I
rarely
want you
happens.
to go.
Oh man. Wow. 85 for our first alien event. This is it's setting the bar. This
Be
is
careful.
setting the bar. And we're getting ready to go to Scare Network and talk about Roswell.
Yeah.
And we just hit an 85 with Arizona Lights. I'm so interested to find out what we get for Scare Network's Roswell. That's crazy. So, David, do you believe that this was a true alien event or something that can be explained away?
Or yeah, there were the A10 warthogs with the flares and the
There's no way in hell
helium.
this was A10 warthogs. No way in hell.
No, my resolve for this has not changed. I believe this was an actual extraterrestrial event spanning the 398 miles from Henderson to Tucson. And yeah, I don't think there was never a doubt in my mind. This only reinforced my resolve on it.
Yeah. I kind of with you there. This is the big ETE, the extraterrestrial event. This is probably the biggest event of my lifetime that's happened. You know, when
Yeah.
What do you want?
I agree with that. I'll concur with that. It's probably the biggest event of my life.
alien event.
Alien event.
Do not.
The Arizona Lights were fucking amazing. It was just fucking amazing.
Yeah.
You know, I'll never forget that day when I saw it, and then, like I said, new internet age, waiting for the dial up to connect just to try and
Yeah.
find out more information.
So I
We're
was
all happy to get 556K.
I know. We were like,
Our
this
piss is the
thing is
5G's not
this
working.
thing is lightning fast. I'm tired of my 28.8 modem. I got a 56K modem now.
Again, thank you, aliens.
And then yeah.
Painful. Bill says this is painful. All right. So that's tonight's episode on Spiritual Spirits. We will be heading over to Scare Network to do the exclusive over there for episode 3 for season 2 for them, where we'll be talking about the Roswell incident.
Roswell.
Next week, we're going to be talking back to locations. We're going to be talking about the Idaho State Prison, which that's going to be interesting. That's going to be a good one, folks. That's going to be really good. And on Scare Network next week, we're going to be talking about the Auburn Castle in Auburn, New York. Now, this was an actual investigation that was done by the Scare Network team.
Elderly.
And we are going Friday night again. Yes, sir.
Friday nights.
We're going to be basically doing our own research, and of course taking clips and everything from their 2-part series there. on what they call the Demon Castle. And also, we'll be doing the review on those 2 parts as a documentary with Spirits, Brews, and Reviews, which will be featured on the Scare Network YouTube page. So you can kind of get a review of the documentary we're going to be that they did, so you have a chance to kind of get a how good is it before you go over to Scare Network and get that free subscription and watch it. I can already tell you right now, go watch it. Sign up, go watch it. Yeah, that shit's
Yep.
fucking
And
amazing.
I'm gonna put a link. Our first episode of Brews and Reviews is on Scare Network TV's YouTube page right now.
Oh
It
yeah.
is on the Bel Air House documentary. And I put a link in the chat. So if you guys want to go over
Amber.
there, subscribe to Scare Network TV. You can watch our episodes there because we're doing movie reviews in the lowdown format, same type of scoring system, only based on movies, which is how I originally did these. And we're going to be doing those from now on for the YouTube channel. And I believe Billy wants to put them on the Facebook page as well.
Yeah.
So we're doing Brews and Reviews on the YouTube channel. And then, of course, we do our regular show, our regular podcast exclusively for Scare Network at scarenetwork.tv, which you guys can find on your internet or on the Roku app. I believe the Amazon Fire is ready.
Amazon Fire is working.
Ready?
I'm
Dude.
loving it. I am
So-
loving it. It's so
Yeah.
dude. The layout for that is so much better than what it used to be. Oh my god. Dude, I'm so glad they got that up and running.
Maryland.
So glad they got that up and running.
Awesome.
You can watch Scare Network on Roku, which is their main platform. Well, their main platform is the computer
Website. Yeah.
website. But the Roku app is like their main app platform, and then they just
Why
got
is he here?
pretty much all the bugs all worked out for the Amazon Fire platform. Here pretty soon they're
How are
going to
you?
be having the Apple and Android and Google Chrome apps coming out for it. So you'll be able to watch Scare Network TV anywhere you want to go and watch it. And it is a free subscription. They do have ads, which are way less than what you actually find on YouTube.
Be
Or
careful.
if you can't handle maybe those 1 or 2 ads that might pop up, you can always subscribe and for the premium membership, which is only $4.99 a month. I have the premium membership myself just because, well, I had the premium before they made their own switch over and went on their own there. But that place is amazing. But also want to thank, we want to give a shout out to Spotify for podcasters. They allow us to take the audio portion of this live broadcast and put it out to all your favorite places like a Google Podcast, Breaker, Pocket Cast, Radio Public, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music. They sponsor you as you grow your followers and more listeners. They actually help you find more sponsors and help you out monetarily there. It's a great place to start and to continue with your podcasting careers.
Toy.
So I want to thank Spotify for podcasters for that. And I also want to thank StreamYard. StreamYard is why you get to see our lovely faces on the YouTube at Spirits of Spirits, or on Facebook, Spirits JD, or Instagram, Spirits 13, which seems to be going pretty well. We used to do it on Twitter, but Instagram seems to be doing a lot better than that, so we love it. But even on Twitter, though, you can catch us at Spirits with Spurt if you just want to kind of check up, see what we're doing and the things that we're sharing over there. But thank you, StreamYard, for doing that. It's not a free service, but we still love you anyways. But I think, Dave, it's time to shoot the horse in the head and
put the baby to bed. Do just what I said. Paint the town red. But yeah, you guys, thank you so much for joining us as the Spirits of Spirits podcast presented alien events. So yeah, next week we're back to locations and then again haunted objects. Oh no, take that back. 2 weeks is our 100th episode, you guys. February 2nd. our 100th episode together, and I am flying to Colorado.
You
John
got
and
me
I will
right
be
here.
in the same
You got
room
me right here.
doing our show, and
The space
and
right here is gonna be Dave.
right there. I'm gonna be over there. But we're planning Thursday night to do a live paranormal investigation.
It
I'm-
might be just right here with the shit that's going on.
It might just be his house, but I will say that we're going to be in Denver Thursday, so I do want to go to Cheeseman Park at least.
hear it?
Yeah.
And just see if anything happens, even if it's daytime before we head back.
Okay, I will take you over to Cheeseman Park because I gotta go up there. I got a doctor appointment. Dave's gonna come up there with me.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take you over there, and you're gonna feel the difference from stepping off the sidewalk into the park. You'll feel it. You'll feel yourself crossing the threshold. Caveman shows up. Hi guys, sorry I'm late. It's all right, Caveman. You showed up. That's all that matters, bro.
Glad you're here, brother.
You'll feel the difference. It's so crazy.
Yeah, I want to do something like that, but yeah, at the very least, we're gonna do an investigation live at his house because his house is haunted. He's got a portal. Shit happens.
Yeah, when we get off camera here, I'm gonna tell you about what's happened the last 2 days. It's yeah. It's let me tell you, the shit I'm saying on the cameras, I gotta get SD cards, bro. I gotta get SD cards for the cameras. But if we do it in the house, I can pull up the cameras on the actual my computer, and I can share that screen to the live. To where while we're investigating those cameras, they do auto track, so you'll be able to, the people will be able to see those cameras coming through. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. I am working on other places still. I even got another person working on some other places for me. So worst case scenario, we just see what the fuck we get inside my own house. So my wife has already said she's willing to go over and hang out with neighbors all night. So
I did. I went down on aliens. I've also gone through his portals. So,
Dave, you go down on aliens.
I go down on aliens. I go through portals. I'm equal opportunity. So, so yeah, I just say, I'm ugly. I need to be bisexual. Keeps my options open. Or in this case, trisexual because there's aliens. I know. So, but you guys, this has been great. Great first alien episode. Really happy for this one. This was awesome.
Appreciate it, Rashad. Appreciate the new people joining
in.
Appreciate the new Aaron.
I think the Phoenix likes may have drawn them, but that's great. Hopefully you guys come back and see us. But yeah, go over to Scare Network TV because there's some great paranormal stuff, true crime, monster movies, horror, classic horror, all that stuff is on there. They've got a great little niche that they do, and then of course our lovely faces on the Spirits.
This will be the very first alien thing on Scare Network.
Yeah. So, and we're gonna talk about the Roswell incident. That's gonna be great. I'm excited about that. Yeah. But we'll sign out for the evening. So you guys be safe. God bless, and we'll see you next time on the Spirits podcast.
Thank you, guys.
Bye.